Hi guys, so I'm out in front of Brescia. The sun is kind of right in my face here. Um, but another nice newer neighborhood, denser than the last one, so the homes are a little closer together. Yards are a little bit smaller. You do have this nice green space out in front of you, and there's a playground to block over. Um, and the only thing we are fairly close to Elm Highway here. We're 6 or 8 blocks away from that last house. So a little bit more traffic to get out of Lacey and up headed towards Post. But the way to go from here would be to go south to Elm Highway and then over through Nisqually, as I discussed before. So I'm going to go ahead and head in here. Uh, and I don't know what that mark is on my screen there. I guess that's just the sun still messing with me. So I'm going to go ahead and head in. Get rid of my shoes. Well, I got some real light issues going on here. So they've got a window AC, which tells me that there is not a central AC. Again, very common to not see central AC around here. Gas fireplace. And then this is one where you've got some side yard, and I'm going to try and get out back. Some side yard along with backyard. So anyhow, this is definitely what I would call urban living, for lack of a better term, because it is kind of dense. I mean, there's not a lot of room here for kids, not a big yard for pets, that kind of thing. The house is pretty basic. It is just maple cabinets, laminate countertops, that kind of thing. So, and you've got kind of a area here for a breakfast table or a dining room table, but no formal dining. Well, they're calling that formal dining. So let me back up and try and get a little better perspective here. But anyway, they're calling that formal dining. And coming out back, it's actually for this neighborhood. This is actually a pretty decent sized backyard. I don't know what that marking is. I'm seeing that on my screen as well. It's like I'm having more tech issues than anybody should. But so this home is a plywood type of siding. I didn't get a look at the roof on the way in. I was hoping to get a look back here. But anyway, it is a plywood type of siding. We've got some deterioration. You can see the paint is kind of faded. And then up here, like beneath this window, there's been a little bit of water intrusion into that plywood, and that's what's made it a little bit wavy and a little bit puffy in a few spots. The issue with that is once it starts, it's started, and there's nothing you can do about it. Just let it ride itself out, and at some point that siding will have to be replaced. You know, I mean, it'd probably be fine for 10 years, 15 years, but once it starts like that, there's really not much you can do about it. If it's localized, they'll, cut out a piece, cut out a sheet, and just replace pieces. But like I say, I think just like anything else these days, stuff is disposable, and it's, by rights in 10, 15 years, you probably will have to reside the house. So, God, what is going on with these colors? Little hall closet there. Seems like I had told you before, I've been through a bunch of phones in the last few months. I've got an Android, it's an S10, and I think this is the third or fourth one I've had since August. I just keep having one problem after another one. But anyhow, I'm looking back down the stairs, and then so from the top of the stairs, bedroom 1 is big for a kid's room. This is probably 12 by 12 or better. And it overlooks that playground, or park, I mean, across the street. And then the upstairs bath, single sink. I think you guys have heard my philosophy on that. I think that kids, by the time they're 5 or 6 years old, they aren't going to share a sink or share a bathroom anyway. Second kids room, another one that's good size. I'm going to say probably more than 12 by 12, 13 by 13, 13 by 14 maybe. Very big kids room. And big bonus area. To turn it into a bedroom, you'd about have to build a wall from there across here. But you do have a big kind of an upstairs den type sitting area. And then I'm sure this is the master. And she's a little bit yellow. Master closet. And then this area out here on the other side of the fence, there's another neighborhood right a couple hundred yards over on the other side of this, and I don't really know why they didn't develop it. But I think that there's either some wet in there, there's a pond in there, something that kept them from being able to develop. But it's kind of nice to have that tree back in the back anyway. You won't have anybody looking at you. And I really don't think it can be developed. I haven't seen that in writing, but the neighborhoods on either side of it were built some years back, and they left that alone. Which, like I say, leads, and just the way it looks kind of low, and it looks like there's either marshy or a pond or something. So anyhow, not a bad house. Pretty plain, pretty basic. Okay location, not great. It's a good Lacey location, but to get to Post, you're kind of sort of in the center, or not in the center, but close to the center, which means just getting, street traffic from here to Yelm Highway. It's 6 blocks of a couple of turns and a red light or two. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pull the plug on this one, and we're trying to get into the one downtown, the one on Fur. That is the neighborhood. It seems like we looked down there before and I took a video. That's a neighborhood of primarily much older, smaller, blue collar type homes that date back to the 1920s. The home that we have on Fur Street looks like maybe an old home burned and somebody came in and built a new house on the lot. So anyway, we'll see how it looks. I don't have an appointment yet to get in. So talk to you soon.